The image on this month's Chronogram magazine is my portrait of Charlie Chaplin. I put in some other details such as the skull and the staff that he is holding. It's all done with oil paint. I use very tiny brushes for most of the work, which is sort of strange working on a large scale painting with small brushes. I think of these as photoreferencing paintings. They're much more painterly. The paint itself is sort of starting to drip off of the canvas. One thing that I do in my work is I study identity. When I go and I paint this, I take their image and I mash it up with other aspects, so you have this layered effect, and it's sort of like a big onion where you have the image of the original celebrity, you have their personality, which is not always described by the image, then you have an aspect of the image through history, and then you come back to me painting this image and how that translates the photograph and perhaps puts more of the personality back into it. This painting is an offshoot of a series I did called The Great Americans, which is a series of heroic Americans that are all icons of our pop culture. A lot of these images have these sort of photo referencing ideas. You have this realistic image of someone, and yet they're also deconstructing that type of image. They're deconstructing the photo and trying to say that someone's personality isn't just about the photo of them. It's actually a lot deeper. The images look as though they've been collaged, but really it's all oil painting. The source material is often collaged. All the image that you're seeing is paint, and I basically, in a lot of them, paint from top down so that I can get this really nice, drippy, organic effect. A lot of my work is in series of portraits. So we have 48 Jews, then we have the Great Americans. Right now I'm working on a series of famous slaves. In The Great Americans, I explore the heroes of American pop culture. And so what I do is I take these images from history and I bring them into the contemporary, often mashing them up with contemporary fashion. These are large-scale paintings, about 7 foot tall. They're really sort of imposing, so it's these great American icons. They form this sort of group identity. In the artist's studio, life is often different from what I thought when I was a kid. I had these dreams of Abex painters throwing around paint everywhere, but really my process is a lot more dainty than all that, with these tiny little brushes creating these mammoth paintings. I would like to be a little more sloppy than I am, but it's not happening. I guess you are who you are and you paint how you paint.